So welcome to Boxing Media Hub, sponsored by Falcon Contracting and boxbets.co.uk. And with me now, I've got a special guest, a guy that, do you know what? He is a bit of a people's champ. He's a quality guy. I won't boost him up anymore. We'll go through everything. But it's Michael McKinson. How you doing, Mike? You all right?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, mate. And yeah, honestly, absolute pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much.
You look very chilled out, mate.
Oh, I'm not chilled out. It's half term at the minute, so everything's a million miles an hour. I've had to lock myself up in the room and do this.
How many kids have you got?
I've got one, but there's three between me and my partner. So yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, we've got four between us two. So I totally get it, mate. I totally get it. And as someone said, the problem is half term.
That's it.
That's the biggest problem overall, mate. But honestly, mate, 27 fights, 26 wins, 4 knockouts. It's been good. It's been really good.
It has been. I've won 5 international bouts along the way. All my achievements. I'm not even 30 yet. I'm a few weeks off my 30th. So things have been good. The last, there was a good few years. And obviously I took my defeat out in Texas back 18 months ago. And it's been very quiet since. So no fault of my own. I've boxed 4 times and got 2 knockout wins and stuff. But I feel like all the other welterweights, domestic rivals and promoters and managers, they're all freezing me out a little bit. When they know I'm the biggest problem in the welterweight division, and they all know I own the division domestically, but hopefully something comes up.
Yeah, and this is the frustrating thing, because like I was saying to you just before we came on, the welterweight division is really starting to heat up again, and we need you in there. Do you know what I mean? Congo got a great win the other day. He was totally, overlooked in that one, to be fair.
Yeah, I think with the Congo, big shout out Chris Congo. I think me and Chris important to each other's lives and careers and stuff like that. He's very important to my career and my rise and stuff. So props to Chris. I messaged him a few days before the fight, saying I think we're all rooting for you, Chris. So yeah, I'm happy for him, but at the same time, Marku was all a hype job. I think everyone was waiting for that. There's a lot of people that jumped onto Marku's hype because of how popular he is and the following he has. But really, his manager last year, Shane Watson's, did a video basically saying they didn't want to fight me. It was the Marku job every other welterweight wanted, and Congo got it, and Congo exposed him. So fair play to Congo. But let's not forget what I did to Chris Congo 2-3 years ago. Since then, I've seen my little brother, spotlight. I was up in his gym when Josh Taylor was in the same camp, and I went up to spar Josh Taylor, and my brother went up to spar Congo and completely bullied Chris Congo about the ring for 6 rounds. So he knows that. I don't feel like I'd ever get the rematch. I know I already beat him, but he's relevant at the moment, isn't he? So
yeah. As you say, you got to go with what's working, haven't you? And he's put himself in a good position.
When I fought Congo, everybody doubted me. I was 4-1 underdog. I dropped him in round 1 and beat him up in the fight. I think a couple of the scorecards were a lot closer than what it really was, being the B side and being going to the match room and stuff. But I beat him up. So it makes that win look a lot better now he's beat Marku, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. And Jam has jumped in and he's put, hi Joel, hi Michael. Your win over Chris Congo looks huge now after Saturday's win over Marku. Would you now like the Ortiz Jr. rematch if offered the chance?
Of course, Ortiz has moved up to 154. Um, the Ortiz fight, obviously, if you look back and dissect that fight, I was doing all right in the fight. Um, I was winning rounds. I think the judges had me win round 1 and 7, and I was doing all right in round 8. And what people don't realise, they thought it was a body shot. It was actually my hip. He punched that hard, all the ligaments in my hip just completely tore apart, and I couldn't really stand up and things like that. So that's how it ended.
Yeah,
Before that, I was taking his shots, and I really did think the later it went, the more success I would have, because he'd never been past 7 rounds. So you look back at that loss and you think, what if I didn't have the injury, and I maybe would have won a few rounds back on the cards? Who knows? But he's moved up to 154 now, and I'm not a 154 fighter. I had breakfast the morning of my last weigh in and stuff. So, of course, if we got the phone call, yes, 100%. But I don't think it will happen.
yeah. No, you've
I
got
need a big fight. I need a big fight.
yeah. But as you say, sticking to your weight, you want to do things the right way.
Yeah,
You don't just want to jump at whatever comes along, if you know what I mean.
it's mad. I've been I've been a pro nearly 10 years. This is my 10th year. I've been welterweight my whole career. Um, my little brother started as a featherweight and he's worked himself up. He's a welterweight now. So I've stayed the same weight, but I've got a great team that I trust, and we do the weight properly. We do it very professionally, and my last two weigh-ins and camps have been the best yet.
Mm-hmm.
10 years down the line. So
Why
yeah,
change?
yeah. Why change? I'm very good at the weight. I'm very strong at the weight, and I don't, unless there was a big fight that was offered and it would interest me. I'm not interested in moving up anytime soon.
Yeah, no, definitely. You Jam has put you looked okay until the end, to be honest. I gave you 3 rounds. Oh, he's being
Oh,
generous, and he's nice. But I think you gave him trouble. Congo rematch, you'd win unanimous decision, in my opinion.
thank
Pompey
you.
deserves a big show. There's footy fans, are some of the best in the world, and
Yeah.
they'll follow their own fight as the same. Let's get Fratton Park fight with Congo.
That would be a dream. I think anybody at Fratton Park would is my ultimate goal. Like that's the biggest dream. Um, Congo, I'd probably stop Congo this time round, if I'm honest. But like I've been punching a lot harder, and me now to me in 2021, completely different person. But I don't think I'd get the rematch against Congo. He's the relevant one out of the two of us now. For whatever reason, it's mad, isn't it? I've only lost to Ortiz, and why is no one talking my name? Everybody else that they've put in front of me, I've beat clearly. I don't think there's been a close fight of mine, like, if I'm honest. So
Because your last fight was December, wasn't it? So it's not
yeah,
like you've been out of
no,
the picture like ages. It's just really bizarre, and you picked up a title as well. So it's
yeah,
not like you're irrelevant.
I
It's
boxed an undefeated guy and beat him every round. And my other two fights last year, I stopped. I knocked him out. So
so what have you got to do?
I know people would say McKinson can't punch, he's boring, blah blah blah. So I went into 2023. Okay, let's shut them rumours up. I started punching. I stopped people. I'm not boring anymore. What else can I do to get the fights? Is like they all know. They all know. Um, Very frustrating at the minute because I see on BoxRec domestically I'm ranked number 7. After my fight in May last year, I was number 1 in the UK. Nothing's changed. Do you know what I mean?
And you've kept winning. So
I've kept
surely
winning.
that keeps you where you are as opposed to moving you backwards.
I know. And what are people going to say? Oh, yeah, but who's he been fighting? Everyone I've fought is winning records. Everyone I've fought have been dangerous. Okay, a little bit unknown that last guy, but I've been chasing the fight with David Avanesyan since May last year. That's nearly a full year. The amount I've spoken, like, been loud about that. Why has it not been given to me yet? It's not as if I've had. It's not as if I've had injuries and I've been playing about with boxing. I'm a full-time pro. I train all year round, so I
You're
need a
ready.
little bit of love.
Yeah.
I need a little bit of love, and I think with a little bit of love, I could be a world name, a genuine world name. I think there's no one in the UK that beats me. I really do believe that. Not a chance. Not a chance. Whether it be Conor Ben, I think I wipe the floor with Conor Ben. Whether it be Lewis Crocker, I think I wipe the floor with Lewis Crocker. Um, Congo, Esserman, Harry Scarf. Who else we got domestically? Like I
Because
think I'm.
Harry Scarf has got the marbles now, hasn't he?
He
In
has.
that respect. So
I,
surely
I,
that'd be a nice fight next.
Funny enough, I've paid Harry to come down and give me my. He was my last sparring partner. He came all the way down to Portsmouth when I was in camp for Congo, and he gave me good rounds. He gave me good rounds. So when he fought Esserman, I won money on him. I backed him, and I was like really happy for him because he was being vocal and being avoided for a long time, and he finally got his chance, and he took it with both hands, and it paid off.
So he owes you really.
Yeah, I think it's like they all know I'm a problem from all. Like they all know that, and they don't ever talk my name, and it is frustrating. Well, I don't really know what else I can do.
Well, let's hope. So is it literally a case of we're just waiting for the phone to ring?
Listen, my phone's on and I'm ready to go. Give me 8 weeks and I'll fight anyone.
This is
That's it.
this is the frustrating thing, isn't it? It's literally just waiting for that phone call, and then you're good to go, and off you go.
Yeah.
And as you say, the division's in a great place. Harry Scarf would be a great person. You've said the Congo rematch would be nice. There's so many options out there. You'd even take Marku as a warm up just to get back out there. Do you know what I mean? It's
Target practice, Marku, but it'd be good money, wouldn't it?
This is
It'd be
it.
good money.
He's got that name and that brand, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Already because of the following. So,
but even when he was on top, his manager made it clear they didn't want none of McKinson. So even more so now. But I don't know. But the thing is, there was a time after the Ortiz fight, and all of these domestic guys were like, it was looking good domestically. I really did not care about domestic because I'm a world class fighter. I didn't look out of place against Virgil Ortiz, the biggest puncher at my weight at the time, the most feared fighter at my weight at the time. I went into the Lion's Den mentally invincible and put on a good fight against him. So I came back from Texas not caring about domestic. Get me straight back to the worlds. There was world names I was willing to fight and stuff, and slowly but surely you get forgotten about, and relevance ain't there. And I don't know why. I don't know why.
because
I'm I'm
you
not
mentioned,
old. I'm not old. I'm 29. I'm
well,
still in
if
my
you're
prime.
old, I'm certainly old. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
just about. I'm literally in my prime, and these are the important years I don't want to waste about. Like I don't want to waste my important years. No chance. Like 2 years ago, I tasted what it was like. Golden Boy flying me out and rubbing shoulders with Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins. I beat a Golden Boy fighter on a Golden Boy show, and then they had me back to fight Ortiz. So like, that's the kind of place
that's the
I
place,
should
isn't
be
it?
at. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gave me a taste. And if I was to go to Texas and get knocked out by Ortiz, which everyone thought I'll get knocked out in 3 rounds. But the fact is, I went out there, went further than anybody else, cut him, won rounds against him. So yeah, it's just it's quite tough to take at the minute because there's nothing happening.
Yeah, you just feel the forgotten man. You kind of got there, and now it's almost like, well,
Yeah,
you had your chance, and now
yeah. When other
shelved.
fighters have
Yeah.
2 or 3 losses against mediocre opponents and still get opportunities, I've had one loss against one of the best in the world. It's ridiculous, really. You do hear stories, don't you? Like when boxers retire and stuff, and he could have made it if it wasn't for boxing politics and things like that. You hear it all the time. Good fighters wasting careers because of politics, and feels like that's happening a little bit now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely, mate. Definitely. You want to get on one of those Saudi shows. That's what you want to
Oh,
do. That's
I
that's
think
the way.
yeah,
Earn the
yeah,
pay packet
definitely.
and get all eyes back on you.
That's
I get to see the problem again. This is
yeah.
what this is. You just need the opportunity and that platform again, and you're back in there. It takes that one fight, doesn't it?
Every one of them welterweights domestically knows I'll beat them.
You deserve to be at world level, says Jam. No one can doubt that. It's just boxing politics and it sucks. So he
That's
said it straight up.
yeah,
Um, but honestly, Mike, your resume speaks for itself. I was going to go for it, but we pretty much dissected it. You know, started 2014,
yeah.
22 fights unbeaten, WBC Youth, World Welterweight title, WBC International, WBO European, WBO Global. You went for the WBO International.
But not only
Um,
that was also a WBA final eliminator.
so it's all been there. It's all
Yeah,
been there. And
I've
now
I've, I've
WBC
won.
International now, aren't we? Silver.
Yeah, so I've regained that from years ago. So 5 bouts in my long career. 3 of the guys I beat for them bouts were undefeated. I've not had an easy ride at all, and a lot of people have things put on a plate to them, and I've done it the hard way, earned it the hard way, and yes, it's still not enough. It seems.
Well, I can't wait for you to get back out there, mate. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I think you're one of those guys that is now proving you've got power. You've definitely got the technical ability because that's what you're
yeah,
based on.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Um,
I like for me, like the last probably 2 years, I've really been working hard to my S&C program and my S&C team. Uh, I've always had the slick, awkward style, and my boxing IQ, my skill set is is real good. It was just adding the punching ability and things like that. I've dropped a lot of people, and obviously 2 of my 3 wins last year were stoppages. So that's coming into the locker now. I'm just trying to perfect my craft even more. But yeah, I'm ready for that call. I'm ready for the call.
no, well, honestly,
After my last fight, December, before the fight in fight week, I was promised Avanesyan in March. I was promised Avanesyan in March by proper people. I was promised. Shook my look, Shan. I agreed to go on first on the whole card on the YouTube page, just if I can get that big fight in the new year. In the new year, so I stayed healthy all over Christmas. This was December the 10th. I boxed. Christmas and New Year, I stayed healthy. Went into the new year. I thought, wow, I'm going to go straight into camp in a big fight that I need. We're still waiting. March is gone. We're in April and we're still waiting.
yeah, I know.
And I was promised for a handshake.
Is he still with Carl Greaves?
Yeah. He also I think the week after I boxed in um, Bournemouth, like his manager Neil Marsh got him out against a journeyman on a cold Wednesday raining night in Birmingham. Uh, we drove 3 hours. Me and my old man, we drove 3 hours there. He was fighting a journeyman that he'd beat 8 years before, so I knew what was going to happen. But we went just to prove to everybody that that's the fight we want. And I spoke to David, his manager Neil. He run away from speaking. He went backstage. He didn't want to talk, but I spoke to David. I spoke to Carl. They want the fight. They not got many options, have they? So it's
And
just
he's become a bit of a forgotten man as well. Let's be
exactly,
honest.
exactly. So imagine us two together. It works. It works, and it's the perfect fight.
Yeah, you,
Two,
you need each other at this point.
yeah, 2 avoided fighters, 2 fighters that need to regain relevance. Um, People have forgotten about it and stuff like that. So we're both still waiting. So if there's any promoters out there that want to put McKinson versus Avanesyan on, do it.
Honestly, mate, if someone said to me that fight's going to happen next, I'll be excited.
I
That's a
think,
cracking
yeah,
fight.
the boxing world will be buzzing for that. It's a fight which I really do think I can win. It's a fight which I know that I would probably be the underdog, and there's be a lot of people that would expect me to lose. But that's what I like to be involved in. People expecting me to lose. A lot of my successes come from proving people wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, McKinson smokes Avanesyan in double quick time. Listen, it'll be a very dangerous, hard fight, but I'm very confident I can beat David Avanesyan.
But as you say,
Very.
with a risk comes reward, and they're
That's
the fights. They're the fights that are going to put you up there. It's not fighting. No offense to journeyman, but there's you go past things, and you need to keep going. And this is a fight, as you say, is relevant.
So when I lost to Ortiz, my first fight was I didn't want to end my biggest year on a loss. So my team managed to get me out on a Sky Sports show in that December 2022. And they offered me a journeyman, based over here, I think, but like a Lithuanian or something like that journeyman with 8 wins and 30 losses. And I was just coming off the Ortiz loss. I said, no way.
Yeah.
No chance am I going to be fighting a journeyman.
I've just put my balls on the line in America, and you're going to give me.
I had far too much respect for myself, and I ended up fighting Harry Arts, I think he had 18 wins and 4 losses or something at the time. Dangerous, big puncher. I boxed him over 6 rounds, only because to prove a point. I don't want to fight journeyman. Give me dangerous killers. That's what I want.
Well, honestly, Mike, I really hope, mate. I genuinely hope we get to see you back out soon. Michael beats David and Conor Ben. 100%.
SWS. Yes, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but the thing that I know we talk about Conor Ben, but the difficulty is where do you bloody box him? Do you know what I mean? And you've obviously got British Boxing Board of Control license, and apparently he can't box anyone that's got a British license.
Well, there's ways around it. There's ways around it.
Well, I'll leave it there. But honestly, Mike, you're an absolute star, mate. You need to get back in a ring and do what you do because honestly, you're quality. You are quality.
Thank you.
We're missing you, mate. We genuinely are.
Listen, behind closed doors, I'm still working. I'm still in the gym. I've got sparring in the morning, but yeah, it's different. As soon as you get that phone call and that switch just happens, it's different. And then I'm a happy man. I was lucky enough to spend my last camp in New York. We spent out the money to go to New York because we originally thought we was going to be fighting Avanesyan. So we thought we need to spend the money for a good camp. And when we were out in New York, we realised it wasn't being made. And but it was a great experience. I like being away. I like being in camp. I like developing. I like having it hard. At the minute, it's just very, very tedious.
Well, I'll be texting Carl straight after this, and I'll say what's happening with McKinson versus...
I think Avanesyan's manager, because we both thought we was going to be in camp for December just gone. Like his manager kept messaging. His manager should really message my manager, not the fighter himself. But we thought it was going to happen, and then I didn't know it was as I was in New York, so I didn't know what was happening, so I weren't replying. And then they didn't make the fight, and I think he thought it was me because people like hearsay. I think his manager said, "Oh, McKinson didn't want the fight. It's the fight I'd been chasing." So then his manager gave me a little bit of stick on Twitter. He really don't like me, that man, but it's the fight I want more. I want more than anything. Yeah, Carl knows that. David knows that. Like it's just Neil. But I don't know. I don't know what's happening with him. But I'm still here, and I still want the fight.
That's it. That's it, mate. And as I say, let's make that phone ring, and then we get to switch to beast mode, and we get to see McKinson back out there doing what he's doing. Honestly, Mike, I really appreciate your time and your career so far has been cracking, and the best is yet to come, mate.
Thank you very much.
I'll keep in touch, and as I say, I'm going to be on the phone to Carl in a minute.
Really appreciate it.
Take care, mate.
See you later.